Hey scrappers, it's Vanessa here, and today I have a process video. This one is using my February hip kit. So I'm starting with one of the pattern papers from the kit. It was this sort of notebook grid paper, and I've taken, I believe that was Distress Oxide in tumbled glass, I think. And I just added some water, and I'm using my packaging and just adding some ink to my background. A lot of this does get covered up, but you see it peeking through a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that on, and then like you see, I am showing you two different distress sort of spritz products that I'm going to go ahead and use to add few splatters to this page. So I'm starting with the blue, and I do believe that was called Snow Flurried, I think, something like that. And then the orange, it was the Spiced Marmalade color. So those are the two colors that I'm just going to add some splatters to the background, just to give my background a bit more pop, a bit more of a interest. And I did take this pattern paper from my stash, and I'm going to use it to frame my layout. So that did not come in the kit. I did go off camera for a while and let that dry, and so now we are back, and we're going to work on, in this case, we're going to work on the title of my layout. So at this point, while it was drying, I kind of came up with how I wanted this layout to go, so that I could figure out first and foremost where to stamp my title, because I wanted to make sure I got my title down first before I built the rest of my layout, so that I would be able to stamp this part of my title. So I am using this letter stamp from Crafty Me, I believe it is. Snow Pine Lodge is what the font is called. And I'm using a Distress Oxide ink, and I can't remember what color. I want to say, is that Blueprint? Something like that, maybe. But I just spelt out tech, and then the rest of my title is going to be Tech Savvy, which is going to be spelt with letter stickers for the rest. So I did get that down, so now we are going to start building the rest of this page. And that big large floral that you see at the bottom, I did cut that from a pattern paper. There was a pattern paper that had that along the bottom, and then you could build a layout right on top. I decided I wanted to actually fussy cut that, so that's what I did, and I'm using that along the bottom. And then in the kit there were these circles, or actually these squares, that had all these words, and I've taken two of them and used a 2-inch, I believe it was, punch, and so I made them circles instead of the square elements. I also grabbed a frame, and I'm going to layer that up beside my photo, as well as another one behind my photo vertically. And then I have a tag up at the top, and once those sort of basic elements are in place, I went ahead and went through, the ephemera pack, and I grabbed the floppy disk, and then like a roll of film kind of piece, and then lots of florals. There's a little piece that would be like a binder clip. I can't remember if I cut that from an element or if that was from the actual embellishment pack, but either way, I did go ahead and grab that. And then I'm just taking the florals that I pulled, and I'm just going to put them along the bottom as well as in my other cluster at the top. And so you're just going to see that I'm going to build out the bottom cluster and that top cluster, and then I am putting in a third cluster here, just because I felt like that corner needed something else. So I am just going to grab some more of the florals, layer them all up, really just wanting to fill up the page and sort of add lots of florals. I will end up popping these up on fun foam to give some dimension. And then off camera, I'm going to glue all of this down. And I do have some hearts that I just found on my desk. Those were not in the kit. I just grabbed those and stuck them on this page. These two butterflies, I believe were something, I can't remember what part of the kit they were in, but I added those as well. And so I'm just going to play with that last little heart, which was on my desk. And there you see, I have everything glued down. Like I said, I did pop up elements. I did ruffle up the florals and things like that just to give some dimension. My finishing touch for this page is going to be these foam glitter circles. I am basically just going to take some of these circles and sort of pop them in amongst the florals in the embellishment clusters, just to give that added texture with these little circles. So once I have all of those in place, that is going to do it for this page. So still photos will be coming up in just a few minutes if you want to check those out and be on the lookout. I have subscribed, as I said in my other video, to the hip kits, so I'm definitely going to be sharing some other projects with hip kits that I get, and so be on the lookout for that if you like the hip kit products. And so there you go, you can see the rest of my title and the still photos. So with that, guys, I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day, everybody. Bye bye.